Thanks for coming back to the channel. Tonight we are going to do some sharpening, and we're going to be sharpening this Civivi Qubit or Qubit. I've got a blue one here, and this has for a blade it's 2.98 inches. The handle is made out of aluminum. It's got a pocket clip here that is ambidextrous. You store this tip up, and it's got a pretty symmetrical drop point blade made out of 14C28N, which is actually not a bad steel at all. It's budget friendly, so this isn't the most extreme of the metals that are out there in the knife game, but impressively this can get screaming sharp. And it is also metal that was originally made in Sweden, and Kershaw knives had gone out and needed a metal that was more corrosive resistant, and so the result of that request is this here 14C28N, and it was the introduction of nitrogen actually that brought on the additional corrosion resistance. So it's very corrosive resistant. It has its weakness is edge retention, but it does have an HRC in the 59 range, and it is a fairly tough steel. So we're going to sharpen that on my Venev 800, F800, F1200, and one of the impressive things about this particular stone that makes it a $325 stone, there are four major factors that are important and different with this stone. You might be wondering, why would you pay that much for a sharpening stone? Well, actually there's probably 5 things I can point out. One, it's a dual-sided stone, so you do get 2 stones. That's kind of the only way that Venev makes these larger stones, and their stones are all based, the names and models of them are based off of celestial ideas or concepts. So this is called the Dragon stone. It's an 8-inch by 3-inch stone, and one of the amazing things about this is that when you get to the F240 and above, all the way up to the F1200, that's as high as it gets. The matrix here is diamonds and OCB, and so OCB is the binding agent, and the way that you can think about it is that in the lower more coarse stones, sharpening stones, you've got the diamonds, and then usually there is boron or silica mixed in with the diamonds that make up the binder. Well, that's okay on the coarse stone because you're not usually worried about the scratch pattern, how much additional scratching there is. You're actually trying to have larger scratch patterns to remove metal faster when you've got a coarse stone. But if you were to put, imagine the grit contamination you would have if you had in an F800 stone, which is roughly a 6 micron stone. Imagine the grit contamination you'd get if there were bits of sand and random bits of boron. So what Venev did was made it so that the binding agent that holds the diamonds, it is non-abrasive. It partakes none in the sharpening and metal removal. So all the work is done by the diamonds. So that's the benefit of OCB, and that comes with a cost. Another point is that the concentration of diamonds is an industry standard. It's labeled as 100%, and so I did some research, and obviously if this was 100% diamonds, it's a steal for $325. So instead, what that means is that 25% of what we're looking at here in the matrix is diamond. And so other stone manufacturers that make diamond stones may not have as high of a concentration, and that's fine, but that just means it's going to take longer to get the same amount of cutting action. So 100% concentration of diamonds are in this Dragon Venev stone. There is another stone that is 8x3 made by Venev called the Phoenix. And that stone, you might be wondering what the difference between the Phoenix and the Dragon is. And there's two pretty sizable differences. And the first one is that you get double the thickness of the stone sharpening matrix. So on the Phoenix, you get 1 millimeter of sharpening height here. On the Dragon, you get 2 millimeters. So you get twice as much sharpening material. And the other difference is that the Dragon series has, across the entire plate, a tolerance of less than 0.1 millimeters of flatness. And since these require almost no lapping, not nearly as much lapping and flattening as, say, a ceramic or even some of the worst budget stones that dish out bad, that means that you're going to have a very, very, very flat surface for a very long time. In the Phoenix, that tolerance goes all the way up to 0.3 millimeters of difference. And so when you're looking at the flatness, you could have 0.3, so the tolerances are tighter on the Dragon than the Phoenix stone. That's what makes this stone $325. I've been using it now every day for a couple weeks now, and I'm a huge fan. I do have a teaser for my next video, in that I think I just created the all-around best lapping fluid. I'm gonna save that for a different video though, but I'm using it right now, and if you comment below, I'll be happy to share the recipe. But if you're looking for a lapping fluid for diamond stones that is water-based and it's not sticky at all, it lasts longer than just traditional water, and it produces a really nice swarf. It suspends the metal particles in the swarf better than water. It's very cheap and affordable, or relatively cheap and affordable. And let's see what else. It doesn't evaporate as fast as water. I'm not sure if I said that, but if you're looking for that, stand by for my next video or throw a comment below, and maybe I'll share that with you. I do appreciate you checking back in on my channel, and I'm gonna be doing more knife reviews, or just knife introductions as I sharpen them. I'm going to be getting a new stone tomorrow. I'm going to be getting the F240 F400 of the Dragon by Venev. So I do like this stone a lot. I think it's an excellent stone, even though it's very pricey, but it cuts faster than many other stones out there. It cuts super steels. It's got really great feedback, and it's extremely durable. So yeah, if you wanted to know if I recommended the stone, I do, so much so that I'm buying a second one, or I did buy it. It'll be here tomorrow. I'll do a full unboxing and review of that stone. We'll do kind of the initial impressions of it. And then, you know, after a month or a couple weeks, another follow-up for my impressions on it. And then I'm chasing down a Microtech UTX 85 knife that it's going to be a Gen 4 single edge bevel. So yeah, once I can hunt that down, I'll be pulling the trigger on that pretty soon. That'll be a really fun knife to bring to you guys. So if you want, I'm actually curious, what are your favorite folding knives, and fixed blade knives for that matter? I don't want to exclude anybody from leaving a comment below. The one I carry probably 90% of the time here is my Benchmade Claymore Auto, and it's got the safety on it, which is a nice feature. button obviously to close and open it. It has an incredible kick to it. And then I've got a little snake knot lanyard with a grenade bead attached to it. So I am curious to hear from the viewers what your favorite knives are like that. I've got a bunch of other knives as well, but I'll point out two last things. This is it opens with a thumb stud here. It's got pretty good action, and then it closes with the button lock. And yeah, it can fall on its own. I mean, it's got, you give it a little tilt forward and it falls on its own. But the action is really smooth on it. I'm impressed with this knife. I will be taking this sharpening up even a little bit further. I'll put it on the F1200 later because this can hold such a sharp edge, this type of metal. So make sure you share, like, and subscribe this with anybody that you think would be interested in this type of material. And again, leave some comments below. I do respond and appreciate all of them. We'll see you on the next video. Damn for all out.